I love getting stuff in the mail. This is a beautiful 50s Les Paul wiring harness that I received today from the good people over at Gunstreet, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about this today, so stay tuned. I got a couple of projects going on, and one of the projects that I have going on is a gold top refinish that you guys probably have seen in my last couple of videos, where I'm basically down to the wiring. And I decided to go with a Gunstreet wiring harness, a 50s Les Paul style wiring harness to be more specific, because I think the 50s wiring harness just simply sounds the best. Now, I could have put it together myself, but I decided to save myself some time and energy and go with the pros, the people at Gunstreet. If you guys don't already know what Gunstreet does, do yourself a favor. Check them out. I'll put the link in my comment section below. They basically are masters of circuits. So if you're looking for a wiring harness for your Strat, your Telecaster, SG, Les Paul, whatever type of guitar it might be, these guys have you covered. They got everything. Not only do they have everything, multiple flavors to choose from too. So I could have gone with a 50s style wiring harness, a modern style harness, even a Jimmy Page wiring harness, which I was tempted to do, but they're just too complicated. I don't need that kind of complication in my life. Push-pull pots and out-of-phase stuff. I don't need that. So I decided to go with a 50s wiring because I think it's the best. It's solid and it sounds great. So I want to share with you what you get from these guys if you don't already know. Now, long story short, this is not the first time that I actually use a Gunstreet wiring harness in my guitar builds. As a matter of fact, I had a beautiful Telecaster build that I used it for also, and I have the guitar right here. Let me show you that real quick. You guys might remember this guitar. This is a custom-built purple Telecaster. When purple was all the rage, I decided to build one of my own since I can't afford a custom shop. You know, beautiful purple Telecaster like this. And I got a wiring harness from Gunstreet. And in this particular case, it's a four-way switch, not a three-way, four-way switch that allows some, you know, extra little sound options. And then I also have a hidden push-pull pot on the Telecaster right there. And it sounds great, works well every time, and I don't have to worry about it failing on me. Every time I play this guitar, it makes me smile. So I wanted to do the same thing for my Les Paul, and I immediately thought of the good people over at Gunstreet. So without further ado, let's take a look. So I'm going to shimmy on over a little bit so you can actually see what's in the box a little bit better here. So you basically will get something that looks like this, and this is just a cardboard with all of the components right on there for you to install on your guitar. Now, I don't know if you can see this real clearly here. Let me just actually move in a little bit closer to the camera here, and hopefully you can see that a little bit better. But I hope you can see the quality of the components. Now, all of the pots are matched. You get good quality wiring here, braided wire. I want you to notice that all of the legs on the on all the components here have been heat shrunk so that you don't actually have any chance of getting ground issues with wires touching where they're not supposed to be wired, as well as the nibs here on the pots. You can see that the ones that are wired up are really cleanly done, and the ones that are not being used are also shrink wrapped. Even the output jack has the same treatment here. Great quality components. You can also see the quality of the wire that is being used here. Braided wire, really nice quality. Everything is labeled correctly and clearly. You can see here that everything is labeled with letters, as well as color coded to make it as simple as possible for somebody that, you know, is not an expert at doing this kind of thing. So why do I choose to go with this? A lot of you guys out there might be thinking that these are expensive and I might be wasting my money. But let me assure you guys, in the long run, I've done it both ways. I've actually sourced components myself and tried to get the best quality components, which is already difficult enough. You got to go to a lot of different places to make sure that you can get good quality components. And sometimes you don't know how good or how bad the quality of the components are till you order them, and then it's kind of too late. So not only do you have to waste time sourcing the components, a lot of times you can't get all of the components in one place with the quality you're looking for or the brands that you need. So you have to buy part A at one shop, part B at another shop, so on and so forth, which basically adds up the costs. You know, you're going to be paying multiple shipping, duty, also going to be wasting time because the components are not all going to come in at the same time. You might get one really quick and then another one you're waiting 3 or 4 weeks to arrive from who knows where, only to discover that maybe the quality is not as great as you thought it would be. And then you got to put it all together again, and there's no way that I can get stuff this cleanly done. To get beautiful solder joints like this and, you know, have everything so neatly shrink wrap like that, I don't have the patience for all of that. So I know that when I drop one of these in my guitars, it's in there for the long haul. It's not gonna fail on me and I don't have to worry about it. So whether I'm playing at home or I'm playing on stage, I don't have any worries that something's gonna crap out on me. And that's super important for me. So is it really worth the extra costs in terms of time to be spending time and energy on these kind of things when you have professionals like the people over at Gunstreet taking care of it for you? And if you don't know what you need, they can answer your questions. They can make sure you're getting what exactly you want out of your circuit, so you're getting the sounds that you're after and you're not basically blowing your time and money. And especially if you're not really sure how to wire something up, some wiring is tricky. So, you know, basic wiring, pretty straightforward. But if you're trying to do some fancy stuff with push-pull pots, split coil wiring and all that kind of stuff, it can get confusing real quick, and I prefer to leave it to the pros. I just really, truly love their circuits, and I really like them in my guitars. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to take this, go over to my Les Paul and put it in, and then within about, I'm going to say 10-15 minutes, I'll have a working Les Paul ready to rock. So that's it for now, guys. That's all I got to say. It's enough blah blah. I hope you appreciate this content. I hope you appreciate my advice. Please share, like, and subscribe. More to come.